Delays at the doctor's office. That's what patients are dealing with as a result of a strike. How Kaiser says it's addressing one of its problems. And look out, a new kind of taxi is hitting the roads, one without a driver, when you might be able to hop in one. You're watching The Rundown. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Winston. Friday marks day 3 of the healthcare workers' strike against Kaiser Permanente, and patients are feeling the impact. These workers outside Kaiser Hospital in Baldwin Park say patients are telling them they can't get their appointments or their appointments are getting canceled. They also say the offer from management doesn't get to the root of the problem. Kaiser says it has hired 10,000 employees to address the staffing shortage. They also have acknowledged there would be delays and postponements due to the strike. It's back to the bargaining table for the Actors Union and Hollywood studios to try to hammer out a deal. SAG-AFTRA, which represents about 160,000 actors, have been on strike since July. The union and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers met on Wednesday, and they are continuing talks. SAG-AFTRA is still encouraging members to come out to picket lines as these talks continue. Anyone who has bought a new car recently or is in the market for one is going to be on the hook for record loan payments. In fact, 1 in 5 drivers owe at least $1,000 a month. Financial experts say surging interest rates combined with high prices are making vehicles less affordable. Research group Edmunds says the interest rate on car loans averaged 7.4% in the third quarter. That's the highest level since 2007. The average monthly payment is of $736 is also a record high. It sure is feeling a lot like summer around here these days. Meteorologist Philin De Leon is tracking hot and dry weather.
Hi everyone, we're headed into the first weekend of October, but it's not going to feel like fall. It's going to feel like summer. Heat advisory is in place for parts of Southern California through Saturday evening. The temperatures in this area are expected to rise into the 90s, triple digits. This is well above normal for this time of year by more than 10 degrees, so there's an elevated risk for heat illness. Here's the weather setup. Area of high pressure is dominating our forecast through the weekend. Temperatures will come down a few degrees Saturday and Sunday, but it's not until early next week when we have this jet stream flatten and the influence of an area of low pressure to the Pacific Northwest that the temperatures will feel more comfortable. Here's an example. The trend at Van Nuys, still warm over the weekend, mid to upper 90s, but early next week it feels a little more comfortable. Enjoy it. We're going back up the roller coaster at the end of next week.
Donald Trump is considering a visit to the U.S. Capitol early next week as Republicans debate who should be the next speaker. The former president has not set foot on the Capitol grounds since before the January 6th riot. Trump threw his endorsement behind Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan in a post on his Truth Social account. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise has also thrown his name into the hat. On Tuesday, the House voted to oust Bakersfield Republican Kevin McCarthy. A vote on his replacement could happen in the coming days. California Senator Dianne Feinstein is now in her final resting place. She was buried in a private ceremony following a memorial service Thursday at San Francisco City Hall. Feinstein was first elected to city office in 1969. After leading her city through a time of crisis, she continued her service in the U.S. Senate. A number of dignitaries spoke at the memorial. But for her family, Feinstein will also be remembered as a loving grandmother who would sing for her grandkids at bedtime.
Your family loves you. We are so proud of you. We miss you. And you will always, always be my sunshine.
Now Feinstein's legacy lives on through her work, from gun control to water projects for the food we eat, funding for the roads and subways we take, and the national parks that so many people enjoy. The former USC gynecologist accused of sexually abusing dozens of patients while he worked for the school has died. The body of George Tyndall was found at his LA home on Wednesday. The 76-year-old was scheduled to go on trial next year. His attorney told us there was no evidence of foul play or suicide and that Tyndall maintained his innocence and was looking forward to the trial. R&B star Jason Derulo is facing a lawsuit accused of sexually harassing, intimidating, and retaliating against an aspiring singer. The plaintiff, Imaja Gibson, claims Derulo reached out to her back in 2021 and promised to make multiple music albums with her. But as they were working together, Derulo allegedly told her to succeed in the music industry, she would have to partake in goat skin and fish scale. That's a Haitian reference of conducting sex rituals, sacrificing a goat, and doing drugs. Gibson also alleges she repeatedly declined Derulo's invitation to have drinks with him, and nearly a year later, she was fired.
I feel like I'm being retaliated against because I'm bringing up how I was treated in these treacherous work conditions. It just sucks that this is what happens in the music industry, and no one really talks about this stuff.
I've always strived to live my life in a positively impactful way. And that's why I sit here before you deeply offended by these defamatory claims.
Derulo says Gibson's claims are, quote, completely false and hurtful. The suit seeks unspecified damages. There's been a series of pharmacy break-ins in the San Fernando Valley, and 2 were hit within a matter of hours. Surveillance video actually shows 5 men breaking into St. Mary Pharmacy in Northridge Thursday morning. The thieves broke the glass of the front door and then ransacked the pharmacy. Less than an hour later, 5 men broke into a pharmacy in Pacoima. In both break-ins, the thieves were seen getting away in a black Dodge Durango. Well, starting next Monday, Metrolink will be offering free rides for all students with valid identification, and they will have to use the Metrolink mobile app to take advantage of the free program. So with the app, students can register with the school email address and verify their accounts. Then they'll receive a student adventure pass in their mobile ticket wallet, which will provide a free ride anywhere, anytime. Metrolink officials say students make up less than 20% of ridership, but they want that number to grow. People living in or visiting Los Angeles will soon be able to hail a ride in a car without a driver. So starting Wednesday, a new kind of robo-taxi service will begin a test run on the streets of LA. The fully autonomous vehicles are from a company called Waymo, which is owned by Google's parent company, Alphabet. Our own Darsha Phillips got to take a ride in one of the cars. Check it out.
It's a little lonely. You know, there's no one there to talk to, ask how their day was. There's no one to ask you how your day was. The car is stopping at every single red light, stopping for pedestrians, stopping for cyclists, or moving over when it needs to.
Waymo's robo-taxis are already on the streets of Phoenix and San Francisco. They've had mixed reviews so far, with cars occasionally causing traffic jams and obstructing emergency vehicles. There have also been a few minor accidents, but Waymo says those were caused by other drivers and their cars are safer than those with people behind the wheel. All right, if you live in LA, you could soon get a little outdoor makeover for free. That's right, the city is putting more than $14 million towards replacing lawns with water-efficient landscapes. NBC4's Gordon Tokumatsu tells us how it works.
Mike Greatrix isn't kidding when he says this.
It basically was just a dead, dry yard.
And maybe you can relate after years of drought have taken their toll. Here's a photo of the lawn Mike and his wife, Reina Rodriguez, spent years trying to save, but to no avail.
No matter how much we watered it, we couldn't revive it.
But that was then, and this is now. Healthy, decorative, drought-tolerant landscaping on what used to be Mike and Reina's front lawn. And they told us you can't beat the price.
People will be able to have a licensed contractor come in and do the replacement for free. They will not have to do it themselves and wait for a rebate.
LA's existing rebate program reimbursed homeowners at a rate of $5 a square foot, says Marty Adams of the DWP. But now, thanks to a $19 million grant from the state, a new program is scheduled for launch next month.
We could fund probably from 2,000 to 3,000 households to transition from a traditional lawn to drought-resistant plants.
You and your yard will have to meet some criteria, says Mayor Karen Bass, and that includes household income and location.
It's focused on disadvantaged communities, which are mapped out through the city.
But once those standards are met, you could be celebrating your new yard like Mike and Reina. They told us it's low maintenance, and they're saving a ton on monthly watering bills.
They installed everything from the plants to the dripping system.
Amazon is offering free grocery delivery for any order over $100. That's down from $150 as the company looks to boost its fresh food business. So a company spokesperson says the new pricing went into effect Thursday night. Prime customers will pay $6.95 for orders of $50 to $100 and $9.95 for those under $50. Non-prime shoppers will still be charged between $7.95 and $13.95 depending on the size of the order and delivery window. Amazon started charging a delivery fee for orders in February. Descanso Gardens in La Cañada, Flint Ridge is being transformed into a pumpkin wonderland. The annual Carved Nighttime Spectacular returns Friday. For the next 3 weeks, pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, a hay maze, and all things fall will fill Descanso Gardens. And if you've been to the garden at night, you know it's absolutely beautiful with all the lights and decorations. But the Carved event is taking fall festivities to a whole new level with a dazzling display of lights. It'll be fun and spooky, but not scary. Don't worry, don't panic. You can actually take the little kiddos just in time for Halloween. There are nearly 700 new words that are now part of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary for 2023. As for some of the highlights, we have riz. That's a slang word for romantic appeal or charm, and shortened, it's a shortened version of the word charisma. I learned something new today. There's thirst trap. That's a picture or video you might post for the sole purpose of attracting attention or desire. Also new this year, goated. This is a first for me. It's a word used to describe something you consider the greatest of all time. Nice. You could also try out using beast mode on somebody, which is an extremely aggressive or energetic way of doing something. And here's a blast from the past for all of you 80s kids. Jorts, remember that one? Which are just, jean denim shorts. I used to have a pair of those back in the day. All right, Dunkin' Donuts is unveiling its Dodgers Donuts ahead of their playoff series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So it's a ring donut frosted with vanilla icing and topped with blue sprinkles. You can buy them at Dunkin's across LA throughout the playoffs. Don't forget to grab one for me. Just get a dozen. We'll just eat them all. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be here helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.